What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, those of you who have been pushing this theory that the Lakers are benefiting from the latest outbreak, that the NBA is conspiring to help the Lakers win a title by getting other teams sick or forcing a fake sickness or whatever that theory is, well, guess what? That theory can now be expurgated because the Lakers are now being hit by the current outbreak. Okay. It already was announced yesterday, I think it was early yesterday, that THT Taylor Horton Tucker was entering health and safety protocols. And now the Lakers have two more players that have entered the health and safety protocols, those being Malik Monk and Dwight Howard. Also, the Milwaukee Bucks have another player who just can't fucking seem to be able to get to make his really his season debut. Dante DiVincenzo, who had been hurt since the beginning of the last playoffs, and I think he was just about to make his debut for the Bucks, is now out with you know what? He's tested positive. So this thing is really just to me, it's really just starting because it's gonna be more players today who are gonna pop up that have tested positive. I'm certain of it. There's going to be more players throughout the NBA every day because this is a wave. And Ticket been talking about this. I've been talking about this. I think Polo been talking about it. LB, we've been talking about this. This is a potential crisis that may have to eventually, at the very least, require a temporary shutdown of the league. Now, going back to the bubble, they're going to try to do everything they can to avoid that. But the way things are going, they may have to shut the NBA down for 2 weeks or something, man. I mean, because this thing is accelerating and it's spreading through the league like wildfire. And when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the last team that the Lakers played, the Magic. You hope that none of those players have been contaminated. Um, I know some Knicks players are out. The Brooklyn Nets have been decimated. The Chicago Bulls have been fucking obliterated. You're gonna start seeing more cancellation of games. The NBA can't have this. Now, at right now, it's not at crisis mode, but it's at a strong concern mode. And if it gets to the point where you have so many players out for every team that you gotta cancel games, yeah, then that's a problem because the NBA is then losing money, and the NBA already has lost money due to this whole situation. But yeah, this isn't some scheme to help out, oh boy, man. Look, like I said before, I understand all the things that people don't like about LeBron. I just did a video yesterday telling y'all how I think it's bullshit that this guy gets to have all these do-overs. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen another player in the history of the NBA who the media conspires to give help to, suggest trades that'll help his team. I've never seen it before. We didn't see the media do this with Dr. J. We didn't see the media do this with Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. We didn't even see them do it with Jordan. As a matter of fact, when Dennis Rodman was selected by the Bulls in '95, right? A lot of people in the media thought it was a bad pick. They thought it was a bad pick. He was 34 years old, so they considered he was on the downside of his career, even though he wasn't. Well, in some ways he was, but he still had a lot left. They thought that he was a head case. They thought that his time in the league was up. Thought he was too volatile. See, I've never seen this before. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where people are coming from with that. But no, this is something that it makes perfect sense when you follow these things and you remember how it went last year. Remember when the thing first started, it hit the huge population areas first. Remember, it decimated like New York, New Jersey, Chicago, L.A., California. It decimated those areas first, and then everybody else was like, "Oh man, this thing's a hoax, man. It's a hoax, man. I don't know nobody that got sick. I don't know nobody that got sick. I don't know nobody that got sick." But then slowly, it started creeping into your suburban areas. And then last, it started ravaging the rural areas. That's what happened last time. So it makes perfect sense that the first areas is hitting is areas where there's a lot of people living there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit back like I'm a doctor, but I do remember what the experts were saying last time with this thing. So yeah, it makes sense. Chicago, huge population center. New York, huge population center. LA, huge population center. You know what I'm saying? Now, Milwaukee's not a huge population center per se, but they have been playing in certain cities lately that do have huge population centers. They just played in Miami. Trying to remember some of the other teams that just played recently. Um, they just played Boston, who I think they're having a outbreak. So yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know, bro. I just think that first of all, I wish all these players the best. But yeah, something's gonna come to a head, man, because it seems like every day it's like 5 or 6 players keep falling to the wayside. So there's less players that are available for these teams. It'll get to the point where they're gonna have to sign guys from the G League, and that's just kind of like screwing up the product of the NBA. And then what I'm saying, these guys ain't gone for like a couple of days. These guys are gone for 2 weeks, and the Lakers cannot afford to lose any of their talent. I mean, it's not their top tier talent, but they can't afford to lose any of their guys. Dwight Howard has played pretty well the last couple of games. Um, Malik Monk, he's been effective lately. So this is going to require more out of some other players to step up and fill the gaps. So it is what it is, man. Tell me what you guys think.